Let's talk a little bit about the way that IGOR stores data. Basically, IGOR uses two different methods for saving their experiments. There's the packed experiment, which is this one here with the type file .pxp. Then there are the unpacked experiments that consist of a very small file of instructions to load data and such, and a folder that contains the actual data in the experiment. Now I can open both of these, or one in succession, and they're okay. So here we are, MS data and coring matrices. Just to point out, we're going to be talking about sharing. These coring matrices and offsets are shared files, shared waves, and they're held in a folder called U1338 shared coring matrices that's kind of buried deep in my hard drive. Anyway, so here's MS, and if you look at MS, you'll see that there's no path involved. And if we go to the unpacked experiment, take a second to load up, and you'll see that it looks the same. These guys, again, there's no path involved, and these are shared. You can see the path down here. Okay, so difference in the way they store the data, and difference in the way that you can use them. And the primary difference is you can share data that were created in an unpacked experiment with both other unpacked experiments and packed experiments. What you cannot do is share a wave that was created in a packed experiment with another experiment, either packed or unpacked. So let me show you exactly how this sort of sharing works. The reason we want to share is to minimize the proliferation of different versions of the same data. If you have one folder full of MS data like we have right here, and you share that with multiple experiments, any change you make in any one of those experiments will be reflected in all of the experiments when you open one of the ones where you didn't make the change. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's open a new experiment. Okay, let's get the COD menus up. All right. Now let's share the MS data that's in this experiment. So let's go up to COD data, external I/O. We're going to load a shared folder. Put in S for share. And here's the MS folder, and there's the actual data folder. And there we have it. Okay, now let's make a change in the data. So let's just make a new plot. A technique MS 0 to 100. Right B stage upscale. This is going to be, let's use CCSF depth. Okay, so here we have a nice plot. Now to do something really drastic, let's get rid of a whole bunch of data. If I do that, then I can say U1338A underscore MS underscore MS open 0, 500. Oh, sorry. 0, 500 equals NAN. So I've just cut out the first 500 points of data. Actually, let's make that really obvious. Let's make that 2,500. There we go. All right, now we can save the experiment. We just call it experiment. Doesn't really make much difference what we call it. Like that. All right, now let's go back to the unpacked U1338 experiment. And if we go up here to COD data, plotting, data plot, MS, 0 to 100, RB, and there we go. It's changed. If we go to the packed experiment, however, we don't really need to save that. But let's do the same thing. Plotting, new data plot, 38A, MS, S, 0 to 100, right bottom CCSF depth. Okay, so you see the packed experiment did not reflect the changes that we made. And similarly, if we go down to, we actually make this guy the current folder, and we say, let's say, U1338A underscore 3000, INF for infinity, which is the last point, equals NAN. Oops. Oh, U1338, excuse me. MS underscore MS. There we go. So we made a big change there. I'm going to save it. And now if we go back to, actually either one of those experiments we just looked at, but we'll go to the unpacked experiment. Yes. La-di-da. Come on, there we go. Okay, and if we look at the, we don't, I think, even need to plot it, but if we look at the MS for 1338A, you see we still got all that stuff, and this stuff that was chopped off is still chopped off. So that's sharing. As I said, I prefer to use the unpacked because you're always dealing with the same set of, say, MS or GRA data, no matter what experiment you're in. And changes you make in one will be reflected in the other. There are a few things to remember. For instance, if you change, always share the coring matrix and the offsets. And if you change one of the offsets to recalculate, say, CCSF in GRA, when you open the MS, you still need to recalculate. The offsets will be changed, but the data won't be changed. You know, other data like GRA, if you change the offset with GRA and you go to MS, you'll have to rerun the calculate CCSF wave, that sort of thing, add offsets to matrix. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to do another one about just dealing with some of the little problems that come up when you use unpacked experiments. So that's it.